So, hey, sorry I couldn't live stream like I wanted to, but I'm going to walk through what we're doing here at the booth to kind of give you an idea of things that might be helpful to you. So, I think the first thing you need to notice, if you kind of look across here, is it is product over pump. Most everything here is a product or a flyer for products. We don't have a lot of decorations or designs, not a lot of tchotchkes and stuff. It's mostly product. And that's on purpose. Like, the product needs to sell itself, and so if you've got your product displayed, you know, heavily, that's the only thing they're going to see. That's what they're going to remember, and hopefully that's what they're going to buy. The other big thing is we have lots of product. If you notice, we've got stacks of things because, well, except for this, because we've run out of copies, but that's kind of a good thing. But part of the thing is customers, when you get down to the last one or two items, tend to not want to buy the last thing. I don't understand the psychology behind it, but it's a thing. I've had multiple people look at the stack that we hadn't refreshed, like my stack here. Yesterday it got down to one book, and then there was something on top of it, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, I don't want to take the last one. It's like, oh, no, there's plenty of copies. And so that's part of the reason we have the bookshelf in the back, but we have run out. Like, we've been selling a lot of books. So that's the first thing, product over pomp. Now, not to say that you don't want to have some good displays, right? So we have this poster up at the top that says what we're all about in very clear kind of understanding. And it's up high over above us. So as we're standing around, we're not blocking that out. But also, since this is a homeschool convention, we've got a lot of kids walking around, and, they're 3 feet tall, so they see the world from a different angle. So especially if you're trying to sell in that kind of environment, having lower stuff is a good thing. So we do have some posters down low. But if you'll notice, we still are following the product over pomp, and these are book covers. Like, this is not some fancy design or something. This is what we're selling, and we've got multiple iterations of it. Now, another thing we've got over here is we've got our prize box. So it's an eclectic collection of fun things that we're using to fill up our mailing list. So, come in on Saturday, fill out the list, the little sheets, and then come back on Saturday on the last day to see who wins. That is a way to help remind people they might want to come back and maybe buy something, because especially at a conference, you're going to have multiple days. A lot of people come through the first day, seem interested, and they go, oh, I'll come back on the last day and buy. And if you weren't, super top of mind, they're probably going to buy the last thing they looked at on Friday rather than what they saw you on Thursday night. So it's good to have a reason for them to come back. Speaking of that, my big thing I used to have people come back is I have the dad joke of the day. So every day I'm at the show, I'm handing out a different business card with a different dad joke on it. And especially at this conference that has a lot of kids at it, kids come back every day and they bring their parents with them because they want to hear the joke of the day. That might work for you. There's lots of things, especially around kids' fun facts. Maybe you're an expert in something and, little known things about that. Anything that uniquely sets you apart and brings people to you is great. The other big thing about our booth, if you notice, is this chair. That stool's just outside the door. It's there for a reason, because essentially we are standing out here the whole time, looking for people as they come along. So what you don't want to do is sit in the back of the booth and just kind of look up every now and then from your phone, hoping someone might walk up to you with some interest. You need to be out in the aisle, getting eye contact with people. That being said, don't go, hey, come buy my book. The best thing to do is come up with something about them that might be useful. So I'm here at a homeschool convention. My question is, do you have readers, right? Sometimes it's, a parent that's here, they've got seniors in high school and they're not really in the market for buying books. Other times, you've got maybe grandma here that's with the family and she's just moving along. But if you go out and you say, do you have readers? You're connecting with a need they have, and the conversation's about them. I follow up with, so what ages are your readers? Because that's very innocuous, kind of helps them figure out what it's all about. And so as I look here, we've got different ages kind of lined out. So we start at elementary, and then we go to middle school, and then we get to junior high. And that's very intentional because it helps us basically tag team, where my partner, Phyllis Wheeler at this event, she's got kind of the junior high end, I've got the elementary end, and we kind of meet in the middle. But we're able to then help direct people to the right thing. Now, maybe you've only got one product. Well, that's fine, but you still want to ask leading questions to see if this is something that's right for them. I mean, the underlying question you're asking the person is something to the effect of, I'm not sure this is for you, but do you like X or Y? And so by going down that route, you're making the whole conversation about the customer. Let's see, what else is very intentional about this? We do have a lot of flyers, and I will say personally, I have messed up at this because at a conference, a lot of people are just here to gather information. And so even if you have, they're just not ready to buy yet, or they're not ready to buy on the first day. So even if you have an awesome pitch, you need to be prepared to leave them with a leave behind that will cause them to come back, that reminds them of your thing. So today, I went out and had to get some flyers made really quick. And it's probably too little too late in the sense of people did the shopping on Thursday and Friday, and now they'll be back for the things that they got good reminders of. So that's a big thing I would recommend. Have, some level of flyers. Now, the other thing to realize is you're probably limited bandwidth-wise to how many conversations you can have in a day. Even when you've got lots of people coming through all the time, there's only so many people you can talk to. And so it's good to be buddied up with another person to help you sell, because that doubles your amount of conversations. But, if my pitch takes 5 or 6 minutes, let's say 6 minutes, at most I can do 10 pitches in an hour, and you're not going to sell every time. So, if you get a 50% hit rate, you may only sell, say 5 items an hour tops, right? So kind of figure that out for a total amount of inventory you want to have. Think about what do you think you could sell, and then maybe double that just so that you have really nice full shelves. So those are my quick tips and tricks. The other big thing I'd say as a closeout, make sure you understand how the cash register works. Like if you get an app like Square or Zettle or something like that, make sure you practice it and understand it before you get here. We had some issues around being able to find stuff because the thing wasn't sorted properly. We had to do some, on the fly messing around to make it work. So make sure you have a strategy for how to deal with your electronic payments. All right, well, I hope this was a helpful quick run through. I'll talk to you later.